Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Jones. Welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. Kiara was featuring heavily in the footage of this, at least at the beginning. She's also sitting next to me whilst I record this voiceover. She's been a very cuddly girl. So if you can hear her purring or you see her head, I'm not even going to apologise because she is adorable and we love her. So yeah, she is very near to the camera right now, so you may get some fur noises. Anyway, I am planning the week of the 17th of June with this Shine Bright kit from Plannerface. I PR for Plannerface, so you can get a discount by using Tilly to save 10% and mention me in the notes to seller to get a PR freebie. So this was the Pride kit, so I do like to use a Pride kit every June. I am, although I am in a heterosexual relationship, I am actually pansexual, so I like to use a Pride kit to celebrate my sexuality. And also, even if I wasn't, I'm an ally, I'd be an ally, so I would do it anyway. Not the point. Moving, so I've decided, I got the extra colours and I decided to do a full on every single colour block spread, and I'm obsessed with how it came out. It is absolutely stunning. So I start with the pink in the sidebar because pink isn't really in a rainbow to me, so that kind of, there's the least colour in the sidebar because I use 2 full boxes, so then it works perfectly, and it also matches the bottom washi, that smiley face bottom washi that's going to come in really nicely. This week I was really struggling with my mental health, so it's not actually a great week to plan, but we'll get to that on the day by day. I do pull in, so I'm using a rainbow foil bundle from Squirrel Prince Co, and I do pull in the extra Pride rainbow freebie to make it a bit more Pride. I'm then using the Gap underlays from my shop in Malibu, which isn't a foil unfortunately I can bring to the shop because it's not being sold anymore by the person I buy my foil from. Anyhow, this video goes by really quickly. I don't know how I was so efficient doing it, but I clearly was. So I better get onto the books I've read because we've not got that much time for the day by day, but it was quite a boring week. So there's that. So I'm going to start with the worst book I read this week, which was Every Good Girl, and I gave it half a star, which basically means I should have DNF'd it. The only reason I didn't DNF it is because this was my book for Buzzwordathon. It had to have the word every in, so yeah, there's that. So I don't think I've written anything on my review, but essentially this is about Nina, who has split up with her husband because he has been cheating on her. They have 2 daughters together and they co-parent, and they meet for coffee once a week. Her new life starts going a bit awry when lots of things start happening, like there is a flasher on the common, and Joe, her ex-husband, reveals that his new girlfriend wants a baby, and he says something along the lines of, but that's not something I would do with her, it's you I have babies with. So it's all just a little bit odd. I have a Kiara chewing on my finger at the moment. I don't know why. She's probably hungry because we've switched her food because my brother gave us some food his cat won't eat, and they're not used to it yet, so they're a bit picky about it, but they will get used to it. They are pretty good at eating anything, and we are very much of the opinion that we don't want fussy cats, so they will eat it if they're hungry enough to eat it. I know that sounds awful, but I don't mean that in a bad way, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with the food, it's just not got as much jelly in it. It's really good quality food. They're a bit fussy about real person food, which is absolutely fine because it makes it easier for us. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stick to what I'm trying to talk about and not get distracted, even though it's very easy because I've got a gorgeous fluff bubba right in front of me wanting head scratches. The next book I have to talk about is One by One by Frida McFadden, which I read on Kindle. I got it through Kindle Unlimited. I love Frida McFadden. She does proper good popcorn thrillers. That's the phrase I'm trying to say. So essentially this is about a group of friends who are going, there are 6 of them that decide to go for a weekend away, and their car breaks down on the way. They've got no phone reception, so they hike the rest of the way to their hotel, but the woods aren't as easy to navigate as they thought, and they get lost, hopelessly lost. Claire, the main character, thought this would be a break from stressful life things, and a chance to repair her marriage, but it doesn't go quite that well. As they go for their walk, their friends start dying one by one, and only the killer will return home. So yeah, that's kind of the premise, and I absolutely love this. I gave it a 3.5, which I gave it a 4 on Storygraph, but I put a 3.5 sticker. I probably got these stickers the wrong way around. No, I gave them both 4s on Storygraph. Who knows why? But essentially, this is great. I love the suspense. I love how Frida McFadden writes her short chapters that leave you something to hook on at the end of each chapter. Is yes, I love this. So yeah, I kind of just really enjoyed that. The premise and how it went, and I was definitely rooting for different characters at different times and thought it was different characters at different times. I did actually see the twist, which is unusual for me. I full on had it, I knew what was happening, but yeah, it was, doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, but yeah, I've read quite a lot of Frida McFadden's thrillers, so being able to guess the twist isn't that surprising. So yeah. And then the last book I read this week is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. So this is actually a duology with Forever Yours, Unfortunately Yours. And I actually read that first because I read that for a what's the words? I read it for a prompt in a thing. Words are really failing me, I'm sorry. So this is essentially about Hallie, who at school had feelings for a guy called Julian Voss. They almost kissed in the dark once at a party, but he then left. Hallie is now a landscaper / gardener, and when she's hired to revamp the gardens at the Voss estate, she finds that Julian is back. They then clash quite hard. Then she discovers that she's been leaving drunken secret admirer letters for Julian. Julian, on the other hand, is on sabbatical from his Ivy League job and is trying to write a novel. He is very much type A, very organised human. Hallie's gardening outside his window. She's the ultimate distraction. She's eccentric. But she's also unbelievably beautiful. So yeah, it's kind of, that's the premise, and this is a lot of fun. It's enemies to lovers, but it's also enemies to friends to lovers, which is my favourite kind of enemies to lovers. But it's not even enemies to lovers, it's clashing personalities to lovers, and I'm obsessed. I love the opposites attract as well. I am very much a type A personality, very organised, and my husband's very much a go with the flow. He's not chaotic like Hallie is, but he is we are very different in that respect. So yeah, it works quite well. I quite liked it. Tessa Bailey always has excellent steam. Yeah, if you've read Tessa Bailey, you know they are quite steam heavy, and there is always a lot of attraction and a lot of dirty talk. But yeah, no, it's an enjoyable, steamy romance that I'm just here for. So yeah, that also got 4 stars from me. And without any further ado, I'm going to get into the day by day, because otherwise I'm going to run out of time, because I've been quite chatty recently in telling you about my days, and I'm about halfway through recording the voiceover already, so better get into it. So on Monday I got up early. I was working on making planners for July start. I had a pre-order while I was in the States and I was just getting everything out, so I was working on the planners. Then I had my weekly planning call with Sophie, my bestie, which was good fun, and then I went out for lunch with one of my friends, Adam. He is my oldest friend. We met during school. We actually, weirdly enough, we met via somebody adding us to, when MSN was a huge thing and people just added loads of people to a random chat. Me and Adam were for some reason I stayed in this one, and me and Adam stayed and chatted and just kept chatting, and we were the last 2 in the group, and then we became friends from there. So yeah, then I went to CBT. This was a very full-on peopling day. Oofed. I was really struggling in CBT. Honestly, I'll talk a bit more about it in the future, but yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with my therapy, but yeah. Basically, because my CBT therapist is leaving, there's another therapist in my mental health team, but yeah, it's all a bit all over the place at the moment. But yeah, I had some more assessment stuff, talking about life, universe and everything. Then I was really low and in my feelings, did some reading. I was reading One by One, which we've obviously already talked about, and then was watching Once Upon a Time. We've got one episode left of Once Upon a Time at the time of recording this video, which is like mid-August. It's like a month after this. Yeah, it's the 25th of August. So yeah, lots of Once Upon a Time still to come. And then we've got the series that's different. Anyway, on to Tuesday, I was at work and it was a really, really rubbish day. And yeah, it just was absolutely crap. And I spent a long time talking to a family, but actually I got a really nice email from this family. So it kind of makes that day feel better in retrospect. But yeah, no, on the day it was not enjoyable. I spent a long time talking to a family about their, like, a sudden deterioration of their husband/dad who was dying. Basically, it was rough. So I was quite sad by the end of the day, but I still went to guides and did a penny walk, which kind of helped, to be fair, a little bit, not much, but it did help a bit. And then watched some more Once Upon a Time. Look how empty that day is. 5 things to mark. Like, that is not a common thing for me. On to Wednesday, I was really struggling this day, but I did have to get up and get on with making planners. I then pulled out my kits for August, probably to film my August kit lineup. Then I had an appointment with Rebecca, my care coordinator, who is my mental health nurse. And we talked a lot about how my mood was real struggling at the moment. Then did some foiling. Was foiling presumably underlays and stuff for my August kits, but I'm not sure. Could also have been foiling stuff for orders, no idea. Then I went for a walk to get my steps in, was watching some Once Upon a Time, and as is a lot of this week, I was really struggling. Like, welcome to like, my life at the moment, or my life back then at least. I'm still struggling, but not quite as hard as this. On to Thursday, I do work on Thursdays, so work is the first thing I marked in. I was really struggling with my focus this day, and it was like, real hard. Came home and carried on making planners. I think I actually finished making planners this day, which was amazing. In fact, I mark it in later. Then next thing I marked in was that I was really in my feelings. I was like, yeah, really struggling with life, and just this whole week was a bit like that. I don't know why I was feeling so struggly, but I was. And then I lost my shit. I can't remember what I lost my shit over, because I can't, but clearly it was quite distressing, because that's what I've marked, is lost my shit. Then I finished off the planner orders, which was amazing. It was such a good feeling. And then I worked on Once Upon a Time. I still had the postage and packaging to do, but I was fairly sure I was going to be able to get them out on the Saturday, which was ideal because these planners started on the 1st of July, so they had like a week to get to people then, which was perfect. On to Friday, I slept really, really badly this night. Like, I couldn't fall asleep and I just kept waking up and stuff, so it was a rough night. And then I slept in because I was so tired, but then rushed and managed to get into work on time. During work, I met with the person who is acting as my line manager, Rachel, and we sat and chatted for quite a long time, for actually 2 hours. And then I was having some counselling at this point, and I had my counselling appointment. Then I did the postage and packaging for the planners and was really pleased that they were actually finished. I got them collected on the Saturday, which, yeah, is just, I really like getting planners collected. It's really ideal, because you can just, yeah, I just like getting my orders picked up, which you can only do under a certain amount of orders, but it worked for this. Then we watched some more Once Upon a Time, because, you know, life is currently feeling down on Once Upon a Time, apparently, according to this week, which, yeah, it probably was. That feels pretty accurate. On the Saturday, I did some more foiling. This was for my own stuff, and the glossy paper, despite the fact I tested it, was rubbish. So the trial was just a completely different paper to the paper that arrived. So I've literally written that it was shit paper, and that I was very, very frustrated. I actually had to message a customer like, I might have to do you, like, what do you want me to do? These are your options. I do them in matte. I keep it open until, I keep your order open until I get some better glossy paper, or I can refund. So yeah, they were really good about it though, and actually I managed to get them their order in glossy paper because I ordered some like more samples, and I managed to make the sheets they needed with some samples, with like, it wasn't really a sample, it was like a pack of 10 sheets from Amazon. So yeah, it worked out in the end. But anyway, that made me really, really frustrated, so I've marked frustrated AF because that is very accurate. Then I was really tired, so I've marked that I was sleepy AF, so I was absolutely exhausted. Then I went for a walk, or potentially a bike ride, because I put workout, who knows which. Did some reading, I'm not sure what I was reading, probably the Visa by that point, but I'm not sure. Then I pulled some stickers. I was still catching up from my Disney weeks and pulling stickers from then. Then watched Once Upon a Time, again pretty much my life at the moment. And then we are on to Sunday. So on Sunday I was feeling really, really lethargic. I was really struggling, like just did not want to do anything at all, just wanted to curl up and sleep. Then I did some designing of scripts for the stickers I pulled. As I've said, I was in my feelings and struggling quite a lot, so I just marked that in. Then I stickered up my journal for journaling. I basically use journaling kits and die cuts in my journal to make it pretty, so I want to go and journal because I try and journal every single day in there. Then I folded a mammoth load of laundry. I don't know about anybody else, but that is the hardest part of laundry to me, though I'm currently putting off doing any laundry, even though I need some more underwear, but let's not go there. Then I did some reading, and I was reading the Visa, which you'll hear about in the next plan with me. Did a lot of resting, marked in that I was really, really struggling on this day. So the day before this was actually my next door neighbour friend's 30th birthday, and she was having a bit of a party this day, just a really chill thing, but I was feeling so crap I couldn't do it, so I just popped around for like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes for there. Then I made some stickers, went for a walk, and watched Once Upon a Time, and that is it for this video. Here are my leftovers. Thank you for watching. Comment and like down below, all that kind of jazz. Look at that foil wiggle, it's gorgeous. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!